vais seul, car personne ne m'aime.
And I have to say, I've absolutely fallen in love with being here. It's an interesting feeling when you know, oh, I found a place that I'm going to be returning to for the rest of my life. And I'm also really trying to take it in because I've been on this trip solo. So I was with my sister, my brother-in-law, my niece, and we were kind of traveling through Europe. And then I decided just to go off on my own in Paris because I've always wanted to have like a solo travel experience, which has been really, really interesting, by the way. So I know I'm going to come back here, but I'm really trying to absorb this trip because there might never be another trip like this. And what I've learned about Paris is it's like the best place just to wander and to get lost. And sure, you know, I'll have an idea of like some things that I want to do, but usually how it works here, I'll take off to go do, you know, XYZ thing, and then you end up getting lost, or something else catches your attention, or there's a cafe or a wine bar or a museum that just jumps out at you and you're like, oh, I don't know why, but that is kind of magnetically pulling me. And then you just go do that. And it's just the greatest place to wander and to get lost and to experience things. And I think one of the really cool things about solo travel, you have so much alone time, you have so much introspection, so much time spent like reading by yourself in cafes and wine bars. So you really get to observe people and observe culture and observe little details that you might have never noticed if you were here with someone. Today is New Year's Day, so you know, that I think for most people is a pretty reflective day. It's interesting because I had all these ideas of things I was going to go do today, but everything's closed. So I'm going to have to work in everything that I want to do before I leave in the next couple of days. So I'm either going to do one or two things right now. I'm going to take a nap, or I'm going to walk 40 minutes to this garden. Yeah, we'll see what I do. I'll be honest, I don't know if this is gonna make it into the YouTube video as I'm recording this, but I kind of just wanted to have this like documented version of all my thoughts so far while in Paris. I've been here for, I think it's 3 or 4 days now, something like that. One of the things I've been realizing from being here, and also from this book that I've been reading that's been really inspiring me, is that a lot of times my internal world, my state of being, my personality, for myself and most people, usually that equals whatever your environment is. So when I'm stressed at work or frustrated or whatever's going on in my immediate environment, that equals my state of being. And I think while being here in Paris and also traveling through Europe and thinking a lot about, especially now in New Year's, this idea of what does it mean to have a good life and what type of life do I want to create. In order to be someone where you're creating your life and you're inviting new things in, your inner world, your feelings, your beliefs, your state of being, that has to be so far ahead of just what's immediately, concretely around you in your life at that present moment. And I think as a curious, artistic, creative person, that's a question I'm always asking of, Is it foolish to believe in my dreams and to kind of try to live a life that's based on intuition and a life that I could actually believe some of the things that are in my head could come true? But I realize I'm really guilty of that. You know, like when work gets really crazy and I get super stressed, that is my state of being. I'm very reactionary. But you could still create and invite new things into your life. And you could still have the courage to say, hey, this is what my intuition is telling me to do. This is what I feel drawn towards. So I think that's been my biggest lesson while traveling, is that when I get back to Miami as best as I possibly can, just to remember where I'm going is not equal to what's directly in front of me. I don't want to just react to the world. I want to actually live in the world instead of just survive like most people are doing. And I've realized, I've known this about myself for a long time, but I have like a very romantic mind. It's how I look at the world. It's why I love filmmaking and photography and why I'm drawn towards this and why I'm interested in how I perceive the world. I want to try to then capture that, its essence, in the camera and in speech and in writing and express that in some way, because it just feels right and it feels really fun to do that. But yeah, I feel very at home here because this is like a very romantically minded place, you know, in terms of how the people live here. So I feel at home here. And I think sometimes back in the US I feel like an alien. Like it just feels weird to kind of have that mindset as I go about my day. But here it's so natural. Everyone's like that. And I'm like, okay, it's safe for me to bring this back to the US and just keep doing my thing because I'm not alone in this. But yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot while being here in Paris. It's been a great experience. I'm very grateful for this. And again, I might never have a trip like this again where I'm just solo. You know, one day maybe I'll come back with a partner and that'll be its own thing. Maybe one day I come back with kids and that'll be its own thing. But I'll never have a trip like this. And it's like you gotta really cherish that when you... And I'm trying to get better at that too for this next year. You know, when you're in the midst of those moments, when you realize you're having a nice moment and you could feel that in the moment, it helps you to hold on to it a little bit longer. So that's what I'm gonna try to do for the rest of this trip. And that being said, I'm gonna go do a 40-minute walk to some garden because the weather is really nice out. Hopefully the sun's still up when I get there.
J'ai jeté mon cœur un peu à tout vent. À présent j'ai peur, je le sens, qu'il ne sache plus battre comme avant qu'il ne sache plus ce que ça veut dire aimer vraiment. J'ai jeté mon cœur et je m'en repens. Plaisir et bonheur se confondent souvent. J'ai voulu goûter à tout en même temps et j'ai oublié ce que ça veut dire.
Doucement, doucement, tu dis que tu m'aimes. Doucement, doucement, je te dis de même. Notre vie se déroule loin de bruit de la foule. Sagement, sagement, c'est le bonheur. Doucement, doucement, vivons notre rêve. Lentement, lentement, la vie est si brève.